All right, got another story for you guys. And this story revolves around a man, a kangaroo, and a polar bear sitting in a bar. At the end of this story, I want you to understand why all three of them are sitting in a bar. So, it goes like this. A man walks into a bar. He walks towards the counter, and as he approaches it, he looks to his left. He sees a kangaroo sitting down on a bar stool. He looks to his right. He sees a polar bear sitting on a bar stool at the counter. Shocked by it, but he tried not to think too much on it. And in front of him was the bartender, wiping the counter like bartenders do. So then they greet each other. And then the guy asks the bartender, "What's up with the animals in here?" No particular reason. They wanted some service. I gave them some service. So, bartender asked the guy, "What would you like to drink?" The man couldn't think about what he wanted because there's just so much to drink in a bar, obviously. So he looks to his left and he looks at the kangaroo. Surprised to see that the kangaroo is actually able to be holding a pitcher of beer, drinking it. The guy laughs and goes, he must be drinking Foster's, the Australian beer, because, well, kangaroos are from Australia, for those of you who didn't know that. And the bartender goes, "No, he's not drinking Foster's Australian beer. He's drinking Coors Light." The man's shocked about that, thinking, a kangaroo would drink beer from his native land. But in this situation, he isn't. He shakes it off. He looks to his right at the polar bear, wondering what's he drinking. He looks at the glass and notices that it's orangey looking. And the guy goes, "What is he drinking? A screwdriver?" Bartender goes, "No. He's just drinking whiskey. I just altered the color to make it look orange." Again, guy didn't think much of it. So then he looks over the shoulder of the bartender and sees a bunch of bottles on the wall. But they all got one word written on them, which is what they are. But all the bottles were painted different colors. So the man was puzzled by what he was seeing. And the bartender told him, "Don't take everything what you see at face value." The guy thought about it for a second. So he was scanning the bottles. And then he came across one that said water, just water. But the bottle was black, painted black. The guy curious about that, knowing that, water isn't black. Water is clear. So he points at that bottle and says, "I'll drink some water." Bartender says, "Good choice." Bartender picks up a cup, puts it on the counter, grabs the bottle of water, pours it into the cup, and hands it to the guy. And the guy notices that the water has like a greenish color to it. The guy's like, "What is this?" And he goes, "Just take a sip. Just take a sip." The guy takes a sip. He enjoys it, but he's thinking to himself, "This tastes familiar to me. I just can't put my finger on it." So then the bartender says, "You most likely had this in your life. You just can't think of it at the moment, but you'll know what it is when it comes to you." Guy takes another sip. He's like, "Damn, I had this before, but why can't I think of the name of it?" And the bartender goes, "I'll tell you what it is. It's juice." Guy goes, "Juice in a water bottle?" Doesn't think much of it. So then the bartender grabs a glass, pours the same liquid in his cup and raises it. And he tells the man, "Cheers." The man grabs his cup and says, "Cheers." And then the kangaroo and the polar bear grab their cups, comes over to the two gentlemen and raise their cups and say, "Cheers." Now, the whole point of this story is, I really don't know. I just felt like wasting your time with a bullshit story.